Morning. Well, have you ever been ordering something and you're just below the limit where you're going to get charged postage? Well, it happened to me the other day and I needed to spend about £5 and I spotted in a special offer this adapter. It's an adapter, it says, between XLR and USB. So I clicked on it and it was actually £6.04 and it was on CPC, who I do buy quite a lot of stuff from. So I was ordering a pile of cables and things like that, and they were going to be quite heavy and the shipping was going to be fairly expensive, and I just needed to up the total price a bit. So I found this thing and it says you plug in a dynamic microphone and it's plug and play. Well, yeah, it is. But it's also the rottenest preamp I've ever heard. In fairness, the spec is a bit weird because it says you can plug things in up to 800 millivolts. So the gain structure, which isn't changeable, I mean, there's no gain control on this thing at all. It copes with basically a line level signal, but you're going to plug in a microphone, which makes it sort of pretty useless, really. So I thought what I'd do is a bit of a fun test. I mean, I wasn't expecting much, and to save you skipping to the end, you didn't get much. So I thought, let's give it a rotten old test. So I plugged it into an SM7B. That was pretty dire. I then plugged it into an SM58 and stuffed it right in my mouth and see if I could perk it up a bit. But you'll see what I had to do. Before you start, switch off now if you're expecting, oh, it's really good, because no, it's not. It's awful. In actual fact, it's a pile of poo. Anyway, here we go. Here's what happened. What we've got here are the office computers. Now, there's the big screen on the left-hand side is my old G5 Mac that does run the latest OS with a bit of tweaking. That refused point blank to accept that there was even an audio interface plugged into the USB input. Just didn't see it at all. That MacBook on the left was quite happy. Comes up as a plug and play device. And it's quite, you can see there, look, USB plug and play sound device. And that's Cubase 12 on that one. And it runs fine. So that records. And on the other computer, this one over here, this Windows machine, it's got Cubase 13 on it. This was quite happy to take it as a Windows plug and play device as well. So that loaded it up. And what I've done is plugged the SM7B in, plugged in an SM58, and then I tried it with that Bayer M201. The M201's dreadful because it's got no windshield, and when I got close and made a lot of noise, it just pops and blasts. So the SM7B, exactly as we expect, it sounded dreadful. There was hardly any gain on the meters. So basically, I've just got it plugged into that USB interface that's hanging off the MacBook, and I've got this thing. And I'll just put this up to my lips, and you can see the sort of levels. Hello, 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 hello. And that's me talking quite loudly. The meters in Cubase, they're hardly perking up at all. So that's the trouble. It just isn't an awful lot of oomph. And there's no gain adjustment whatsoever. But we'll carry on. So I put Cubase into record, and that's me. That's me talking, and basically you can see on there, look, the input level is extremely low. If I talk it up a bit, maybe sing do 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 do. That's really awful singing, sorry. But that's about as loud as I can get on the SM7B. So maybe it's going to be better on the SM58 that I'm going to use. Let's try that. Right, I've shifted over now to the SM58, and it's touching my mouth, and I'm talking in a little bit more than my normal sort of voice. But oh, strange noise. Never mind. I'll work out what that is later. So I'm not sure. I mean, we've got a bit more level. Do 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 do. Yeah, so that's a bit better, isn't it? I wonder what it's going to sound like. We'll have a go. Here it comes. Put Cubase into record, and that's me. That's me talking, and basically you can see on there, look, the input level is extremely low. If I talk it up a bit, maybe sing do 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 do. That's really awful singing, sorry. But that's about as loud as I can get on the SM7B. So maybe it's going to be better on the SM58 that I'm going to use. Let's try that. Right, I've shifted over now to the SM58, and it's touching my mouth, and I'm talking in a little bit more than my normal sort of voice. But oh, strange noise. Never mind. I'll work out what that is later. So I'm not sure. I mean, we've got a bit more level. Do 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 do. Yeah, so that's a bit better, isn't it? I wonder what it's going to sound like. We'll have a go. Here it comes. If it is designed to accept 800 millivolts, it makes it absolutely useless for mics. No doubt you could use this on a line level source. But how many of us have got line level at XLR? I had a quick look around here in the video studio. I've got one device that's got line level outputs on XLR in terms of playback machines. I suppose I could plug it into one of the mixers. They've got line level XLRs. But if you're going to spend just over £6 on one of these, why would you bother? Anyway, I thought rather than doing a sort of proper studio test here, I'll just use my phone in the studio and let you see how it worked. Well, there we go. It's £6. It doesn't really do anything that I could imagine me needing it for. Unless you've actually got some sort of XLR connector output at line level that you want to get into a USB input, it has no purpose. It's useless for microphones, and that's what 99.9% of the people who would consider buying it would be buying it for. So forget this one. If you see it, walk away. See you on the next video. Take care.